Yo, what's up, guys? NazUFC. Welcome back to another video. We're going to be talking about the patch spoilers in this video. I'm a bit late to it, I know, but it's because I was streaming. But I'm going to give you guys my thoughts. I'm going to explain it to you guys. I've seen all the other videos, but I feel like they still struggle to explain a few things clearly, and I'm going to make sure you guys fully understand what's going to happen. By the way, guys, this isn't everything. EA have an issue of not telling us everything about their updates. Even after they've dropped the update and they give us patch notes, they still keep stuff secret. And I know a few things that they're going to change anyways that's not even on this list, and I'll talk about that later on. So we'll just go through the points, right? So Skynet's an EA Sports UFC dev, I'm pretty sure, and these are some of the spoilers he dropped in the Discord today. So he says allow AI to fake transitions during TBS, and basically, if you guys didn't know, no matter the difficulty, it could be legendary, it could be easy. The bots didn't know how to defend submissions. They didn't use fakes, and it was just free wins. Especially if you were playing career mode and you wanted to breeze through it, you just do submissions. But that's fixed now. Count time during TBS towards grapple control / dominance. So if you guys know, there's a stat in game called grapple time or control time in your stats, and the more control time you have, the better, because you can win around that way. And if you have your opponent in an armbar position, you know, that timer, that grapple control timer will start ticking, will start going up. And that never used to be the case. It used to just freeze. So if you've got your opponents in those positions, it's gonna start ticking. That's basically what that means. Fix a bunch, but not all of the camera bugs / just jitters when going between stand up and ground. So yeah, another issue that I'm glad fixed. And the reason it was bad was sometimes you both stand up to the feet and the camera will flip around and your opponent could throw a front kick during that sequence, and it was really annoying. So I'm glad they fixed that. Improve AI use of turns and bails when shooting for takedowns. So apparently the AI didn't used to go for takedowns or turn them as much. I'm not really too into the AI stuff. Improve AI defense for low kicks. Blah blah blah. Fix the bunch where held inputs would occasionally get sped up in combos. So guys, I actually read this and I was quite interested, right? And he says here, for example, the lead body front kick into a rear high kick, right? And you guys know one of my favorite combos is where I throw that lead body front kick, or I call it a lead body teep, into that question mark kick, and it's really fast. It's a nice kickboxing combo to throw. And I wonder if that's gonna nerf it and slow it down. Rear high kick. I wonder if they're talking about the ordinary high kick or if they actually mean any rare high kick like the question mark kick. I hope that's not the case, but if they do nerf it, then it is what it is. Swap camera / fighter sides when in the UFC practice mode. Yeah, if you guys have been in practice mode, like I've made a bunch of tutorials and tips for you guys. The camera flips around, it's all weird, so they fix that. Fix bugs relating to judge scoring logic with draws. So I've not had any problems with the scoring of judges. If anything, it's worked in my favour, to be fair. There were a few times where I thought I lost and I won. I can't lie. I've only had one draw, and I felt it was a good decision, to be fair. So I'm not too concerned about that. But they fixed it apparently. Update blocking animations when holding high block. So I don't versus leg kick. So I don't really know I don't really know how to picture the animation in my head. But I'm guessing if you're blocking your head, you're holding down the right trigger, and your opponent throws a leg kick, we might see a new animation we haven't seen before. The way your fighter reacts. Perhaps like his leg might flap around or something. Who knows? But we'll see. Reduce damage or strike in side control and crucifix. Looking at you, elbow spammers. He put in brackets. So yeah. So in side control, if you guys don't know, it's a really dominant position. It's easy to hold. It's easy to do damage, and now they've reduced damage in it. So I'm wondering, would it take less elbows? Because if you guys know, if you do a bunch of elbows in side control crucifix, the game will automatically put you in knee and belly to finish the fight. Wonder if it takes less of those strikes now to finish the fight. But yeah, I'm glad they fixed that. I really hope they can do a few more things, like make it easier for the bottom guy to transition out and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure they do mention something in this list. It might be on the next page. Fix some bugs with knockdowns, just knockouts happening after the ref had tried to stop the fight. So I've not had this issue at all. The only issue I've had is, being submitted after the rounds are ended, and you know, I've thrown a strike at my opponent once after the round ended. It done no damage, but it gave him a cut. So I've had that happen to my opponent before. So I've not really had a knockdown or knockout happen like that. Fix various T-pose animations. Yeah, guys, you've seen a bunch of T-poses around. I dropped a funny video where T-poses kept happening frequently, and it happens on my stream most of the time. It's funny. Usually when you go for a flying armbar, it happens. It's creepy. Fix various issues with strike targeting and warping closer / away from opponents unnaturally. I hope I said that word right, guys. Warping. Don't really know what that means, but yeah, I guess they're talking about that issue where sometimes when you're moving back away from your opponent to escape that kicking range, that striking range, and they throw that kick, and you know full well you're going to evade the kick, he's going to miss. Sometimes it still lands, and you're like, what the fuck? And it can frame trap you, and it can stop you from throwing the counter strike you plan to throw, and it's super annoying. Even with like teep, someone can throw a teep, and you're like, yeah, that's going to miss. And as soon as that misses, I tell myself, like, in my head really quickly, look, my opponent's throwing a head kick. I know it's going to miss, so I'm going to counter. And before you know it, you get hit by it. That is an issue that's been there since UFC 4. Well, no, in fact, it got patched in UFC 4, so I don't understand why these pre-existed issues are coming back to this game. That's just an EA issue, to be honest. They always do that. I didn't play UFC 3 that much, and I don't know if that was an issue on UFC 3 to begin with. But I played the first build of UFC 4 recently, and that was a big issue, a real big issue. And they fix it on UFC 4, then it comes back. It's like it's weird how so many pre-existed issues have come back, and it's like EA developers, right? They put in these issues so they can give themselves work to do to stay employed and get paid. I have a feeling EA are up to some dodgy business. So they don't really care about fixing. They don't want to put out. The issue is if EA developers, if they give us a perfectly working game, and they're out of business, then EA don't need the developers to fix a game. But if there is issues, they've got work and they've got money to make. That's the only way I see it. But here's the next page, guys. So we'll just look at the points here. He goes, added muscle modifier option for certain transitions. This includes some in side control. So I've actually got my game open here. I'm going to show you guys what they actually mean, right? So with Leon, if we go for a takedown here, let's go straight into side control. Actually, let's go into sprawl here. So if you guys don't know what a muscle modifier transition is, it's basically where you hold down the right bumper, right? And you go for a transition, and it's a lot faster than normal, but it burns stamina. So if you look at my stamina, I'm going to go for a normal transition get up, right? Notice my stamina, and notice the speed of the transition, right? That's the speed of it, a normal transition, and look at my stamina. It didn't really drain too much. But if we go for a takedown again with Leon, right? But now we're going to hold the right bumper, which is R1 on PlayStation, RB on Xbox. We're going to hold that, then go for a get up. Watch how much faster it is, right? But look at the stamina. A lot faster, but your stamina burns, right? And guys, do you see that camera glitch? That's an issue. That's a bug they're going to fix too. So we're going to take him down again. We're going to go into side control with Colby. So they're going to reduce damage from side control. They said that, right? And crucifix. And they said, they've added muscle modifier options for certain transitions. This includes some in side control. Some. So that might mean there's a few more. I'm guessing if you hold R1 and you go for sprawl, maybe, right? It'll be a lot faster. Making it really easy to break out of side control. I'm guessing if you hold L1 to open up that get up option and hold R1 and go for it, it'll be a lot faster, but it's really slow right now, guys. Look how slow it is. Like, that is slow. I'll go for it for real now. I'm going to hold L1, R1, and then go for it. Oh, wrong dude. Way too slow. That gets denied. So hopefully it will speed up. We'll go back to this screen now, guys. So yeah, there's that. Increased short and long-term stamina attacks for most stand-up actions. So I don't really know what long-term stamina attacks means. I know what short-term means. I know short-term is when you throw strikes and you lose stamina immediately. Um, yeah, if any of you guys know what long-term means, let me know in the comment section below, because I've got no clue what long-term stamina attacks means. Like why do you get taxed for stamina long-term? That makes sense. Um, does it mean like it could mean like when you throw a strike, you burn stamina right away, but long term could mean like when you miss the strike, like what happens after. Long term could mean that. I probably then he says seriously, we tune stamina in almost every single patch and server update. Yeah, we're widening out here for this one spoiler. And you know what? Now that he says that, I have noticed, and I mentioned it in streams before, that the stamina gets tuned like almost every day. One time I said, "Wait, why is the stamina draining so much today?" And then the next day it was just like you had a lot of stamina. So I've noticed that they've been tuning the stamina every day, and they don't need to do game updates to tune the stamina. They can just change a few numbers around and give us server updates. Server updates are just those in-game fighter updates. They don't really need to do an actual update. Fix issues around VIR and 120 Hz settings causing significant input lag for some users. So if you're on Xbox, this will affect you. If you have your in-game Xbox like monitor or performance settings set to 120, sometimes you get input delay in when you play online. And the fix was making it so it was 60 frames, capped at 60 frames, and that would fix it. That's what I had to do. But it turns out in this patch you won't need to play around with any of that. They'll fix that shit. And guys, this is the biggest one. This is the one that caught my eye out of everything. Opponent HUD will no longer be hidden in any division matches. So you guys know I'm a ranked player. And ever since EA Sports UFC 1, up until now, if you got past Division 15, you weren't able to see your opponent's stamina and health. But now, they're going to make it so you see that. So in Division 15 and up to 20, you're going to be able to see your opponent's stamina and their health bar, I'm guessing, right? Because HUD, health stats is part of your HUD and your stamina. So the reason they brought it back, and I actually said this in the beta, I said it's too hard to tell what your opponent's stamina is on when you're doing the subs. It just makes no sense. So they're going to bring that back out. But you know what? I feel like everyone got used to seeing those subs, and like people actually started to get a better idea for submissions. So I feel like it's a bit late to bring back the HUD. Honestly, I think this is a bad move now that I think about it. But yeah, they're bringing back. They're going to make it so you see stamina during ranked matches. Let me know what you guys think about that, especially if you're above Division 15 ranked. Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? It might even make the submission experts, it might even make them better players, because now they're going to be able to see the stamina bar. And if you've got a stamina advantage, you're going to be hunting for submissions because it's going to be ease wins. You don't even need to do fakes. We're going to carry on now. Fix some exploits where players could cause an automatic loss for their opponent online. So this is where it gets funny. I'm going to read this one more time. Fix some exploits where players could cause an automatic loss for their opponent online. I was the one who reported that exploit, and I showed EA how to do it. And I believe it was Hey Steve Dave that I shown the exploit to, and he banned me from the Discord for it. I made a whole funny video about it. If you want to go watch it, watch it. But in that video, I also showed a bunch of exploits, and most of them are getting fixed. So I'm glad that video, was probably watched by an EA staff. Matter of fact, it was that legend guy. He watched it because he was complaining about his messages being in the video and shit. But yeah, and that's it, guys. That's the only two screenshots I have. But that's not it. Like I said earlier, guys, EA, they love not telling you everything about the spoilers and the patches. They keep secrets from you. They don't tell you everything. But on Twitter or X, there's a game tester called DMark Gaming, right? And he tweeted this on the 30th of November. So that's 6 days ago, right? With the caption is, if you know, you're done. So not a lot of people know about this, but I do know what this is. What he's showcasing here is something called HUD watching, and it's an exploit. And basically, if you have your opponent in top mount, you're the one on top, and you look at your own options, right? If your opponent goes right, then side control option would pop up to your right, and you could just deny right. If your opponent goes left, side control will be to the left, and the half guard will be on the other side. And I'll show you what he means. Look, he's the one on top. The guy on the bottom's going to move right. So this option will stay as side control, and that will turn into half guard. And that's what a lot of ranked players, Division 20 players, were doing to deny transitions in this position. Look, see that? Boom. Look, then he goes left. And I'm guessing he's hinting that HUD watching is going to be gone, after the patch is released and updated. So Benjamin says, please say you're alluding to HUD watch exploits to be gone from the game by next patch. And he says, my lips are sealed. So he can't really, obviously, he can't talk about the patch for some reason. I don't know why he can't, but he can't. Do you consider this learning the game or an exploit? Generally curious, because some people like to say, oh, it's just part of the game. I call it an exploit. I use HUD watching, especially when I'm playing a cheeser, but I do use it. I can't lie. But I don't need it. I really don't need it. And the reason I use it is because I feel my opponent would use it against me, if that makes sense. I promise you guys, I can deny transitions without needing to HUD watch. There's no need for me to do it. But he says it's considered an exploit. And I responded to this. I thought it was more a flaw within the grapple system that they didn't think through. To think it's been there since UFC 2. I'm pretty sure, yes, it's been there since UFC 2. I love EA with all my heart. That's just me being sarcastic. But yeah, Ed Parker says there are two types of people at the start of December. Someone being sad and someone being excited. But yeah, guys, that's basically it for all the patch spoilers. If you don't really understand anything, then let me know in the comment section below. I'll tell you guys. If you guys know anything about the patch update, then let me know. There's going to be no adjustments to the stamina. They're going to adjust the stamina attacks, which might affect the stamina. But yeah, in ranked, you'll see your opponent's stamina bar no matter what now. And they're going to fix a bunch of camera issues. So there's not going to be a lot of changes, I don't think. I was hoping to see another grounded position like cage sitting or something cool like that, but apparently not. They're just going to fix issues that have been there since UFC 4. But anyways, guys, I'm going to end the video there. Appreciate you guys for watching this. Drop a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.